Boom, guys, so this is my first drop of the day. I get down here to the bottom and I spot a goldfish, and I'm just throwing up some sand right here, trying to entice him in, and he comes right over to me. I line up a shot, take the shot right here, and land a nice gill plate shot in this fish, which is one of my best shots with my new gun. So right here I get the bright idea to chum up this fish, so I start chumming him up a little bit, and I'm just gutting him, and then I line up right here, and these oohs are down here on the bottom, and I'm trying to get them over to me. They're not really coming in. I'm doing a little bit of scratching, trying to minimize my movement, but they don't end up coming in, so I just shoot it up to the surface right here. So right here, I try to take another drop on these oohs, and I get down to the bottom here, and I'm not really seeing them around anymore. I'm just kind of looking up, but then if you see in the top, there's this lie who's coming right over to me, and I'm deciding, I don't know if I want to shoot this guy yet or not, so I just let him swim back, and I'm trying to get these oohs over to me, doing a little bit of scratching, but they're not really coming over to me. And then this lie, he comes back over to me, and he comes straight in right here. You can see him, and then I just line up a shot and take the shot on this lie and land a nice fish. Alright guys, so I get down to the bottom here, and I'm just trying to dive this oohoo pile again. You can see a choke of them. There's oohoos, palanis, nai-nais all in that little pile, and I'm trying to get them to come over to me. They're not really coming over to me. They're being a bit skittish, but I'm just trying to look around, see if I can see anything else besides those fish. And then I turn back behind me, and you could spot like a little silverfish down at the bottom. So then I turn back to try and hunt these oohoos, and I'm just waiting, trying to let them approach me, but they're not really coming into me. And then I just decide to turn my head right here to see if there's any fish behind me, and I'm not really seeing too much. But then when I turn my head right here, I spot this big avo. So then I try and turn my gun over to him slow, but by the time I turn my gun over to him, he's already fully swam away, and it's been too late. And then I just try and take a long shot on this guy, hoping I can maybe hit a Hail Mary, but it doesn't really end up working out for this one. Alright guys, so over here, after I chummed up that goldfish, a lot of fish started coming in, so I got onto the bottom right here. I'm looking over this little sand edge, and I'm not really seeing too much, but when I get down here to the bottom, I'm just trying to approach those oohoo piles again. They're being super skittish, but they're not really presenting me a shot. You can see how many of them there are, though. Freaking 10s, 20, I don't even know how much there are. Then I turn back over there to my left side, and I think I notice a couple fish, so I start swinging my gun over there, and I spot a oohoo approaching me over there, so I definitely turn my gun a little bit, trying to line up a shot on him, and I swing my gun over to him, pointing that direction, waiting for him to come in. This oohoo comes right in, and I line up a shot, take the shot, and get a nice gill plate shot on this oohoo, which is pretty sick. Boom, so right here I get down to the bottom here in the sand, right where I shot that oohoo, and I'm down here at the bottom, and I'm looking around trying to see if there's anything, and it's a pretty sandy area, and I see some goldfish, a lot of goldfish all swimming around me, which is pretty cool to see. They're all enticed by me being down there on the bottom scratching and just being very calm. And then you can also see some papillos over there into the distance. I'm trying to grunt them over to me, but they're kind of small, so I wouldn't even have shot them anyways, but I just wanted to see if they would come up for the camera and maybe be in one of my videos. But I don't really see anything I want to shoot, and I shoot up to the surface. Right here, I take another drop on these guys. I'm trying to get these goldfish to come in. I don't even know if I really wanted to shoot one of them. I just wanted to see if there'd be something else down here. So I'm down here on the bottom doing what I do, just scratching, doing a little bit of grunting, just trying to be fully relaxed here on the bottom. But these goldfish aren't really coming in, so I'm just kind of trying to relax to see if there'd be anything else. But there's not really anything I see that I want to shoot, so I shoot up to the surface. Right here, I spotted one of those ukus I seen earlier. Another uku comes in. So I get down here to the bottom and I'm trying to entice this uku over to me. So I'm down here on the bottom just doing a little bit of scratching, relaxed. You can see him off into the distance. It's another one of the smaller sized ukus, which is really surprising to see because I'm diving super shallow in this video. But this uku doesn't really end up coming over to me. He's kind of skittish after I shot his friend. So he's just kind of swimming off a little bit into the distance, slowly making his way away from me. And he doesn't really end up presenting me a shot. So I kind of just decide to just shoot up to the surface because there's no chance for me to shoot this fish when he's fully swam away. Alright guys, so right here I decided to look for some tacos and I found one right here in this hole. It's a pretty big one, but it's not really letting me get him out of the hole. Like, I'm trying to push him out, so I have to move this rock right here. I'm trying to do a little taco tickling technique, but he's like really strong and he's just like fully latched onto my gun and I can barely even move it. I'm trying to move it, but this thing is just pulling it as hard as it can into the rock and I go to the surface. So I get back down to the bottom and he tries to make an escape from his hole and I just grab him right there. Right here, I spotted an octopus in this hole, but I don't even know where he is. And then I see him right there. He comes out the back and I realize this guy is pretty small, so I just shoot up to the surface. Right here, I spot another taco. I'm poking him out of his hole. This guy's on the smaller side, but I wanted to see if I could get him. And I'm doing my taco tickling technique, being gentle, trying to get him out of the hole. And right here, does exactly what he's supposed to do. Comes right out of the hole. I grab him, and I bring him up to the surface, just playing with this guy. And then I just let him go right here. Pretty cool to see this. So right here, I was in super shallow water and I spotted a taco in between these rocks right here. So I'm trying to find him right here. And then you can see him right here. He's in this hole and I just grab him out with my hands. I don't even need to use my gun because he's just like in a bad spot. So I pull him out right here and get a nice taco that I'm going to use for fishing later into this video. And to cap off a pretty cool solo dive, I spot a monk seal on the way in. I mean, it's pretty cool to see these guys. They're pretty rare and yeah. Might be getting some bites, guys. It's hard to tell. First fish, guys. Hey guys, this is a toal and it's invasive, so you're supposed to kill it. So I'm just gonna let it die out in this high pool right there. Alright guys, we made the poke bowl, the uku poke bowl. I put some mayonnaise, some hot sauce, and whatever I wanted to put in it. And it's time to try it. Get some rice on it.
Oh, that just tastes like a poke bowl you get from like the grocery store. I mean, it tastes really good. It's the fresh meat. It's soft. The furikake also gives a nice flavor. It's really good. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video and we'll see you in the next one.